You know, every single device you own that gets online, your phone, your laptop, even your smart fridge, has this secret, hidden identity. It's baked right into the hardware from day one. Think of it like a permanent serial number that never, ever changes. So, today, we're going to pull back the curtain and unlock this secret ID.
All right, first up, let's talk about what I like to call your device's digital fingerprint. We're going to start with a question that really gets to the heart of how any network can pick your specific device out of a crowd of billions.
Just think about that for a second. You connect to Wi-Fi at home, at a coffee shop, at the airport. You're always jumping between networks. But is there one part of your device's identity that stays the same no matter what? Well, the answer is a huge, resounding yes. And that ID is called the MAC address. It stands for Media Access Control. Now, this isn't some temporary sticker. It's a unique identifier that's literally burned into your device's network hardware by the folks who made it. It really is the closest thing your device has to a permanent digital fingerprint.
You might also hear people call it a physical address or a hardware address, and that totally makes sense, right? Because it's tied to the physical networking chip. The key things to remember are that it's permanent, it can't be changed, and, this is the big one, it's designed to be globally unique. The MAC address on your laptop is unlike any other MAC address on any other device in the entire world.
Okay, so right about now, you're probably thinking, hang on a minute. I thought my device's address was its IP address. And you're not wrong. But they do two completely different jobs. To make it super clear, let's use a really simple analogy.
Here's the easiest way to wrap your head around it. Your MAC address is like your name. It's permanent, it's unchanging, and it stays with you no matter where you go in the world. Your IP address, on the other hand, is like your location. It's your current street address. When you leave your house and go to the office, your location changes, right? Same with your IP address. It changes every time you connect to a new network.
So, if a device has both a permanent name and a temporary location, how in the world do they work together? How do they make sure that funny cat video you just clicked on gets to your screen and not your neighbor's? Well, it all comes down to teamwork between two key pieces of gear in any network, routers and switches. Routers are kind of like the long-haul postal service. They use the IP address to get a package to the right city or the right network. But once it arrives, a device called a switch takes over. The switch is like your local mail carrier, and it needs the MAC address, the specific name on the mailbox, to make the final delivery.
Let's trace the journey real quick. Say you send an email. First, your router looks at the destination IP address to get that data to the right network, the correct city. Once that data packet arrives in the right neighborhood, a local switch steps in. It looks at the MAC address, the name on the mail, and delivers it to the one specific device it was meant for. That's how it ends up on your phone and not your roommate's, even when you're on the same Wi-Fi.
So, we know what it does, but what does this digital fingerprint actually look like? Let's break it down.
A standard MAC address is a 48-bit number. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but get this. That allows for over 281 trillion unique combinations. That is a mind-bogglingly huge number, and it's why we're in no danger of running out of unique addresses anytime soon.
Of course, we don't read it as a long string of ones and zeros. It's shown to us in a format called hexadecimal, which uses the numbers 0 through 9 plus the letters A through F. You'll see it as 6 pairs of characters. And hey, don't get thrown off if you see them separated by hyphens or colons or even dots. That's just a style choice by the manufacturer. It's all the same thing.
All right, enough with the theory. This is the fun part. Let's make this real. I'm going to show you exactly how to find the MAC address on your own computer in like 30 seconds. It's super easy. This little command right here is the magic key, ipconfig/all. Now, it might look a little technical, a little nerdy, but I promise you, anyone can do this. Here's all you have to do. First, just go to your search bar and type CMD. That'll open up the command prompt. Second, once you see that black window, just type in ipconfig/all and hit the Enter key. And finally, you'll see a bunch of text. Just scroll a bit until you find your active connection, like your Wi-Fi, and look for the line that says Physical Address. And boom, that's it. That's your device's permanent name.
So look, if there is just one thing you take away from all this, let it be this simple idea. The IP address is the where. It tells the internet which network to send stuff to. But the MAC address, that's the who. It tells the local network exactly which device gets the deliver.
And this leaves us with a pretty important question to think about. Every single time you connect to a public Wi-Fi, at a hotel, a library, anywhere, your device announces this permanent, unchangeable ID. So networks can, and often do, keep a log of exactly which devices have connected to them and when. So now that you know this unique digital fingerprint follows you from network to network, how does that change the way you think about connecting?